And when I ask you a question, kind of, you can glance. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Good News and Interviews with Forrest Lee. Tonight we have some very special guests. We have members of the Pike Liberal Arts and Augural archery team. We have about 39 members this year, about 29 4th and 5th graders, about 9 or so 6th, 7th, and 8th graders, and we have one high school student that's on our team. And we've been to 3 tournaments. This is Kyle Goodson. Thank you, Kyle, for coming.
You're welcome.
And I'm Forrest Lee, but we've been to 3 tournaments this year. We went to a warm-up tournament hosted by Troy Elementary School, Miss Amanda Shalanson and Parker Reese. Then we went to one of the 8 regionals in Alabama. There were 8 regionals and about 4,800 kids throughout Alabama shot in 8 regionals. Well, we went to the Pike County Regional that was hosted by Banks Middle School and Dr. Jennifer Head, or Kimberly Head. But there was a regional in Alma Bryant in Mobile, one in Pell City, Alabama, which is St. Clair County. Of course, we already mentioned the Troy Sportsplex, and thank you to Dan Smith and his staff for allowing the archery regional to be there. Buckhorn Middle School in Madison County at New Market, Alabama. Eccles Middle School in Tuscaloosa, Row Tide, and near Northport. Albertville High School in Marshall County, and Prattville High School in Autauga County. And the last tournament was Coleman County Regional at West Point High School in Coleman County, Alabama. How all this happened, Kyle, is we were one of 42 schools in the state of Alabama who competed in the elementary division that competed in the 8 tournaments. There were 42 elementary schools. Well, after all the scores had come in, we had the 6th highest score. Mm-hmm. That got us an invitation to the state tournament that was held this past Thursday and Friday in downtown Montgomery at the multi-sportsplex near Crampton Bow. We shot Friday morning at 11 o'clock, and we improved 147 points from the Troy Regional to the state tournament. I'm going to try to use this word catapult. We leapfrogged or catapulted to I had it right the first time. We jumped Dixon Elementary, which is a perennial power out of Mobile, to finish in 5th place. And the unique thing what excites me about it is East Elementary out of Coleman. They were head and tails better than the schools that were there. They shot 3,076 points out of a possible 3,600. That was 158 points better than us. Well, Elsie Collier Elementary School out of Mobile, they shot 2953. They shot only 35 points better than we did. So if we'd have got 36 more points, we'd have finished 2nd. Well, 2 teams tied for 3rd place, St. Luke's out of Mobile and Vinemont out of Coleman. They both shot at 29-49, but the tiebreaker went to St. Luke's because they had one more 10 than Coleman did. Well, in 5th place was Pike Liberal Arts, and they were only 31 points better than we were. Then Pike Liberal Arts finished 5th, the elementary school team did, and then Dowles out of Mobile finished 6th. That was the order. I think there were 23 schools invited. Mm-hmm. But Kyle, I was going to introduce the crowd to you, and give us a little bit about your history in archery.
So I first started, my brother actually started doing it. He's about 3 years older than me. He started doing it way back probably 15 years ago, and I was in 4th and 5th grade, and I saw him doing it and all his friends doing it, and they had a really good team. that actually went to the national tournament in Louisville, Kentucky back in the late 2000s. I think it was about 2008, 2007, somewhere around there. And they actually won second in the nation that year. So that really struck an interest in me, and seeing that all his friends did it and everybody that I knew was wanting to do it. So when I got to sixth grade in middle school, Coach Susan Fountain was still the head coach there. So I tried out for the team, and I was one of the 4 sixth graders that made it, and that was it. The rest of the team was made up of 8th grade and 7th graders. And that year we went on to win second in the state that time. And I believe that was actually the last time a team from Pike County, Alabama, or anywhere around here really has been to the state tournament and actually won a title. Was the team that I was on back in, I believe it was April 2009 or 2010.
Well, what's your brother's name?
Colt Goodson.
Okay. And let me give you a little bit of history of that. One reason that team was so good, you had Buddy Hendricks, a parent, helping. You had Janet Baker, a parent, helping, that was certified. You had Susan Fountain, a teacher who was certified. So when they had practice, there were like 3 adults who knew all about it. Susan pretty much ran the range, but she was very scholarly as far as trying to improve someone's score. But Buddy Hendricks would take one at a time and work with that individual for 15 or 20 minutes. If that person clicked, he'd call the next one over. They would click, and so they just kind of soared to the top. When you say finished second in the nation, what happened when it started in 2003, Kentucky was the first state in the country that did the National Archery in Schools program. Well, Alabama was the second state. Now all 50 states are involved. And when I was at Charles Simpson Middle School, we were one of 16 schools selected to be a pilot school. So I went and got certified, taught it in physical education. The first state championship was outside near Prattville, Alabama, and you could take as many kids as you wanted to. Well, there were 212 kids throughout the state of Alabama that went to that tournament. Charles Simpson Middle School, we carried 52. And we had one young man, Timothy Porter, who was in a wheelchair, and he was the first handicapped archer in the state of Alabama, and he has since passed away. But that's a little bit about the history of archery in Pike County. But the point that I wanted to allude to, parents, teachers, principals, superintendents, archery is a super activity. It touches all aspects of kids. It's very multicultural, broad. Somebody 6'2", 6'5", can be involved, or somebody 4'2", and it allows everyone to participate. But I want to thank Kyle for coming and helping us. And what we'll do now is we'll ask the first 2 archers to come, anyway, we do have a 3D tournament coming up. Our first 2 archers, y'all come on up, and the next 2 get ready. All right, we'll start with the one closest to me. All right, introduce yourself and tell us about your family.
I'm Addie Cook, and my mom is Kelly Cook, and my dad is Dan Cook.
Okay, what grade are you in?
5th grade.
All right, Addie Cook is a 5th grader. All right, go ahead.
I'm Addison Copeland. My mom's Michelle Copeland. My dad is Todd Copeland, and I'm in 5th grade.
Okay. And one thing about Addison, she was our second highest score of our team. We could only take, you could take as many to the regional as you'd like to. Well, only 24 can shoot. Well, Addison scored a 255 for our team. Her brother Ryan shot a 257, and Ryan's playing baseball. He could not make it, but the Addison twins finished first and second. But, okay. Who's your homeroom teachers?
Miss Sheila.
Miss Sheila
Roten.
Is anybody that you'd like to say hello to out there? No.
No.
All right. Well, y'all, if y'all will, let's go this way. Let's have the next 2 go this way.
Okay.
Our next 2 archers, we have one of the favorite things that happened Friday. We decided to come back and eat Troy, Alabama. Well, one of the best places to eat, if not the best, is where?
Joyous.
Julia's restaurant. And so I want to thank Bo and Miss Natalie for having us. We had a wonderful lunch. We got there about 1:35 and had a super lunch. Introduce yourself.
Loxley Langford.
Okay, what grade?
5th.
And who are your parents?
Natalie Langford and Bo Langford.
If you will, tell the crowd what happened last week, early one morning.
I killed my first turkey.
Okay, you got your first turkey. Who called it up for you?
Daddy.
Your daddy? Okay, that's Mr. Bo. Abby, excuse me. Abigail.
Abigail Stroud. My parents are Valerie Stroud and Steve Stroud.
Now, have you been turkey hunting as well?
I have, but we didn't kill anything.
Who carried you turkey hunting?
My dad.
Your daddy? And who's your dad again?
Steve Stroud.
And Steve, we ended up getting a hay bale. So we need a hay bale to shoot at because, trust me, in the fall of the year, it's hard to get the gym because of athletics. It's hard to get the lunchroom because of cheer. That's what we just shoot outdoors. So we got us a hay bale. It's still there. It's still functional, and we put a big old target that Mr. Thomas Calhoun gave us about 3 or 4 big archery targets, and that's what we've been shooting at. Mm-hmm. And there were a couple of times we'd carry 4 or 5 targets out there to the playground and use those, and but that's been a big plus having hay bales. All right. Who's your homeroom teacher?
Miss Sheila.
Miss Sheila. Okay. All right. Let's exit this way. Next 2. Let's go ahead and have 3. Just watch those arrows. All right. While we're here, Nathan, explain the scoring to the audience. Explain how you score.
Oh,
yeah.
You can do it 2 ways. The way I like to do it,
count the points.
You can either minus it, like this will be -1, this will be -2, and so on. See, if you get a 50 like this, just -0, it's you're automatically 50. If I got all 9s, I could go -1, -2, -3, -4, -0, and I'd have a 46.
Let's count the scoring. So what point is the outside white?
This would be a 1. Inside white would be a 2. Outside black would be a 3. Inside black would be a 4. Outside blue would be a 5. Inside blue would be a 6. Outside red would be a 7. Inside red would be an 8. Outside gold would be a 9. And inside gold would be a 10.
And that's called a bullseye. And you shoot 30 arrows. So what's the most someone can score in a tournament?
50 points.
In a tournament. What's 30 times 10?
300.
300. Okay. So if you miss the target or hit outside the target, there's no scoring at all. But the way we try to teach it, at 10 meters you want gold or better. And at 15 meters, that's about 32 and a half feet. 15 meters is about a little over 49 feet, between 49 and 49 and a half feet. But at 15 meters, we try to get red or better. And so next year, it's going to be all gold or better. So we're going to try to tighten up the range. That's for everybody 4th grade and above. All right, slide over here. And if you will, introduce yourself.
I'm Nathan Jeffcoat from Carter Goolsby.
I'm Jack Mosley.
All right, Jack, who are your parents?
Mary Alice Mosley and Rob Mosley.
And Rob, Mr. Rob. And y'all are what grade?
4th.
You're a 4th grader.
I'm a 5th grader. I'm 5th.
That's what I like. He's a 4th grader. He'll be back next year. And I'll say this, one of our most improved archers from the Troy warm-up regional to the regional was Mr. Jack Mosley. And that's great. All right, who are your parents?
My parents are Jessica and Casey Goolsby.
Okay.
Eddie Jeffcoat and Jody Jeffcoat.
Okay. And the connection that we have, and I meant to mention it when Miss Copeland was up here, Addison and Ryan's granddaddy was my commanding officer at Saudi Arabia when we were activated with the 1659th in Troy, Alabama in September of 1990. And another wonderful connection, Nathan Jeffcoat's, what do you call Miss Francis?
Oh, Miss Francis? I call her Grammy.
Grammy. Well, Grammy was my algebra teacher at Goshen High School. So that's how everything comes full circle. And she was very influential in my life and still is. And now I get a chance to touch her grandson's life and the other kids. And all right, guys, let's exit. Thank y'all for coming.
I was there.
All right, come on, the next 2. We're in good shape. All right, slide over just a little bit and speak loudly. Here's your microphone. All right, introduce yourself.
I'm Reagan Chandler. I'm Lily Kate Smothers.
Okay, and who are your parents?
My parents are Chris and Stephanie Chandler. Kitty Amanda Smothers and John Wayne Smothers.
Okay, and what grade are we in?
Fifth.
Well, I have y'all on the set. Let's talk about our scores. All right, our top 12, Ryan Copeland. Number 2 was Addison Copeland. Number 3 was Stinson Paul. He's probably eating some fries with about a gallon of ketchup wherever he is. Nathan Jeffcoat was 4th. J.D. Vaughn improved like 50 points from the regional to the state. He's a 4th grader. He shot a 246. Lily Kate Smothers shot a 245. Braden Golden shot a 244. Carter Goolsby a 240. Connor Sanders a 238. Waters Smeltzer shot a 235. Lila Smith, she shot a 227. And Reagan Chandler was our 12th highest scorer with a 226. And how archery works in the state of Alabama and any other tournament as it relates to NASP, you have to have 4 scores of the opposite gender. So it was important to us that that our female archers were as strong as our male archers, and they were. I think as it broke down, we had 18 male boy archers or male archers, and we had 8 girl archers. But I've seen it before where our top 8 archers were girls, and then it was boys after that. So it's important that you have equal ability when it comes to boys and girls. Easton Knight shot a 234. Jack Mosley shot a 232. Bailey Wooten a 222. Ben Price, a 4th grader, shot a 215. Drake Ross, a 4th grader, shot a 215. Alex Deloney, another 4th grader, a 213. Abby Jordan, a 4th grader, shot a 211. Cole Cleveland, a 4th grader, shot 210. Jackson Matthews, the lefty, he's a lefty. He shot a 210. Trent Royal shot 208. Kiera Alexander shot a 207. And Olivia Gregory shot a 159. Those were our top 24 archers. And I do want to mention this. We had some wonderful backups. Our alternates, who they were Addie Cook, Loxley Langford, Charlie Barron, and Abigail Stroud. The one thing that we did Friday morning, we left about 7:15. We drove to Montgomery. Thank you, Coach Snyder, for driving. When we arrived at the multiplex, we got off the bus, we got our equipment set up, then we came out. What did we do?
Did a 3D tournament.
We shot a 3D tournament, and they shot at 10 different animals. You had 1 arrow each, and did y'all enjoy that?
Yes. It was
Enjoy
fun.
that?
Yeah. Very.
And we don't know what we scored. They didn't post that on the website. I wish they did, but they did not. But girls, did we mention who your parents were and what grade? We've already got that, right? Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick break, and when we do, we'll come back with some more archers. We'll be back after these messages.
Want a new Ram or Jeep? Bring it. But you have no credit or bad credit? Bring it. We say yes. Yes. Bring it to Premier Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram and Troy. Right now, save up to $10,000 on Rams and Grand Cherokees. Shop PremierTroy.com during our Bring It sale. Nobody beats a Premier deal. Nobody.
A personal touch, a high level of trust. Whether it's checking and savings accounts, personal or business loans, or our local friendly service. That's what Troy Bank and Trust customers expect. But now we offer more. Free identity theft protection for our new and existing customers, protecting your family's time, money, and good name from identity theft. Because protecting your identity is now a big part of our identity.
Over the past 2 years, America has gone through some trying times, and Alabama has seen its share of disappointments. As labor unions on strike for fair wages and better working environments, rising prices, closing of small businesses, mandates, and even essential workers being threatened and even terminated after sacrificing so much during the pandemic. All of these things and more has left Alabamians to wonder how and who will lead us in bringing Alabama back. Join us as the International Association of Machinists and Aerospace Workers, Local Lodge 2003 of Delville, Alabama, as the Legislative Committee presents the States at the Gate 2, a political platform for the 2022 Alabama primaries. Please join us on Saturday, April 23rd at 12 p.m. at the Union Hall, located 345 Highway 84, Delville, Alabama. This event is free to the public, so show up, be heard, and then be counted.
Brundage Building Supply and Paint Center at Jackson Hardware. 120 years and counting of real customer service with a smile and a heartfelt thank you for visiting with us. PPE, lumber, paint, building supply and roofing, guns, ammunition, American-made items, and oh, by the way, hardware.
If you've had an accident or just want a new look for your vehicle, come see us at Troy Paint and Body, where we do it right the first time. Our staff has more than 100 years combined experience and can handle repairs and paint work on any make or model. We also offer a lifetime guarantee as long as you own your vehicle. Now that shows we stand behind our work. And our 24-hour towing service means we're here when you need us. So come see us at Troy Paint and Body, located on South Brundage Street in Troy beside the post office. Troy Paint and Body, where we may meet by accident, but you'll be glad we did.
Welcome back to Good News and Interviews with Forrest Lee. I want to thank Kyle Goodson for being on the show. He's one of the helpers or coaches for the Pike Liberal Arts archery team. We had about 39 members this year. And I'm going to mention some other archers that are in the 6th grade and above. Sean Alexander is a 7th grader. We have Christian Cobb, he's a 7th grader. Emma Faircloth, you'll see her in just a few minutes, she's a 7th grader. Ivy Floyd is an 8th grader. We have Carly Henderson, she is an 8th grader. Madeline May is a 6th grader. Elena Owings is a 7th grader. Hunter Ross is a 7th grader. David Riley Sanders is a 6th grader. And our only high school participant was a 10th grader. Her name is Jaden Yeager. So I wanted to mention them on the air, and we've already mentioned our 4th and 5th grade archers. Kyle, what do you see as a unique thing about archery as a activity or sport at the elementary, middle, and high school level?
One thing about it that has struck me, and I didn't really realize this until I got out of this and I started helping you and started coaching, was that with other sports, not everybody can do it. But with archery, literally anybody on the face of this earth can do it. Whether you are handicapped and have no arms, whether you can't stand, whether you can barely pull the bow back with your arms, it doesn't matter. They make, I've actually seen a YouTube video where there was a school, I can't remember what state it was in, but it was up north somewhere, around Kentucky maybe, where they didn't turn the kid down because he didn't have arms to pull the bow back. So what they did was they fashioned a mouthpiece that tied to the string of the bow. So he pulled it back with his mouth, while the bow actually sat in a frame that they had a professional welder machine up and make up so it would hold the bow, and he would pull it back with his mouth. Right. Without even touching his hands. You know what I mean? It just goes to prove like how anybody can do this, and anybody can be good at it too. That's the thing. With just a little bit of practice, a little bit of effort, and a little bit of determination.
Well, one thing that I think that it's done for our students, one, they've met some students in our school that they really didn't know that well. They might see them in the hallway. They both may be 5th graders, but one may be in the other homeroom, so they kind of get to know each other. Well, sometimes when we have competition, if we got 25 or 28 at practice, we'll divide them up and we'll let like the top shoot archers pick the teams. Well, then the next time we may let all the girls pick. We may let all the fourth graders pick. So as you're picking a team member, then they get to know the people in their team of 3 or 4, and then they're helping them with their skills. And that's one thing that's unique that I have found that has helped us is the amount of what you call peer teaching. Peer teaching is where a 5th grader helps a 5th grader or a 4th grader. And one thing that I try to do, we know who our best archers are simply because they may be a little bit stronger. They may have practiced a lot more. They may have their own bow. They do it at home. So whenever they see how that person does their movement and all, if somebody can see it and mimic it, then that puts pixie dust or magic dust on that person. And it's all about, it's an individual sport, but it's also a team sport. And that's what we want to do, is be the best team we can be. And then whoever finishes in the top 12 or top 24, it doesn't matter to me. But I want us all to improve. And the thing that was exciting, we improved 147 points from the Troy Regional to the state tournament. And let's go ahead and get our next 2 young men on the show. 2 of my favorites. Well, they're all my favorites. All right, introduce yourself, guys.
My name is Jackson Matthews.
I'm Sean Alexander.
Sean Alexander. All right, Jackson, what grade are we in?
5th grade.
He's a 5th grader. Y'all step up just a little bit. Who's your homeroom teacher?
Miss Sheila.
Okay, Miss Sheila.
I'm in 7th, and my homeroom teacher is Miss Kay Sanders.
Okay, Miss Kay Sanders. Sweet lady. Miss Kay, when I was a senior in high school, I'm going to tell on myself. When I was a senior in high school, her maiden name is Smith. So half the time at school, I refer to her as Miss Smith. Well, Mrs. Maura Radford, who was an avid archer, and she was my English teacher at Goshen High School. Well, here come the day for her to turn over the reins to Miss Kay Smith Sanders. And we were about to start reading poetry. Well, the next poem was Rudyard Kipling's Tiger. Well, the night before on Walt Disney, Winnie the Pooh and Tigger 2 had come on TV. And I'm thinking, please let her call on me, please. So she called on me, Forrest, read the next poem, which was Tiger. Well, I cleared my throat and I said, Tigger. Everybody in the class laughed except Mrs. Smith Sanders. And she looked at me and she said, Forrest, if you're not going to read this poem correctly, let me know and I will call upon someone who will. I said, yes, ma'am. I cleared my throat and I said, Tiger. So that's a little story. Now, Sean, you have a sister, and what's her name?
Kira Alexander.
And she's in the
4th grade.
So she's in one division, you're in another one. So next year she'll be still in the elementary division and you will be in the middle school division. And one thing I want to compliment you about, you're fixing to gain about 20 teammates. And so we will have enough to compete at the regional in Troy. And I kind of did some math. If we added all our scores as 5th graders and put it in the middle school division, which is 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, we would have had of the 32 that competed, we would have finished like 26th or 27th. So I feel like if we get a little bit better, we will make the state tournament next year as a 6th, 7th, and 8th grade team. But we've got a lot of work to do, but I'd like for us to be at the top of the heap. But I want to commend you for you didn't have an opportunity to compete as a team. You did as an individual at the regional, but to get invited to the state, you got to be able to shoot in the 280s if you want to be invited as an individual. Jackson, you're a left-hander, and so what are some of your favorite things that you've participated in as it relates to archery at our school this year? What are some of the things we've done in practice that you enjoyed doing?
I have enjoyed doing the teams where we pick people to be on our team and we compete in archery practice. That was really fun to me.
Okay. what happened after practice? Tell me, did anything fun happen after practice in Coach Lee's classroom? What was that?
Yeah, we got basically like a lottery for a sun drop.
A lottery, a sun drop, or a bottle of Coca-Cola. And tell the audience how that worked.
Well, you gotta pick a number. Coach Lee writes down a number. You have to guess whichever number is closest to it. Whoever's closest to it gets a sun drop or a Coke.
Ice cold. And there were some days that we had some pizza that everybody got a taste of and drinks. But I kind of enjoy that because everybody said, Coach, you going to give something away? And so I said, we're giving 2 away. So I might give 2 away, then, okay, we'll give another one. Okay, let's give another one. So anyway, well, listen, guys, thank y'all for coming. Now, did we mention our parents? We got our parents' name mentioned. Did you mention your parents? Who are your parents?
Jeremy and Savannah Matthews.
Okay.
Aaron and Swanee Alexander.
Okay. And what grade are we in? And who's your homeroom teacher?
5th grade, and my homeroom teacher is Miss Sheila Roten.
Ms. Roten.
7th grade, and Miss Kay Sanders.
Miss Kay Sanders. Well, when you see her in the morning, say, Miss Sanders, did you ever have to get on to Coach Lee when he was a senior in high school and see what her side of the story says? All right, let's go ahead and have our next 2. And ladies and gentlemen, these are our last 2 archers that we have thus far. We'll interview them. And then we have some that should be arriving from a baseball game. They may be in their uniforms, but we got our T-shirts. It's kind of like an arrow. It says Pike Liberal Arts Archery. Girls, if y'all turn around. And we got just a simple logo on the back. Y'all put your hands up front. It says it's a navy blue archer with a red bow. Excuse me, the red area, and it says Pike Liberal Arts Archery, PLS Archery, Troy, Alabama, on target for life. Okay, girls, about face. All right, let's introduce yourself. All right.
My name's Kara Alexander.
All right, come up a little bit louder. A little bit, say it again, Kara.
My name's Kara Alexander.
My name is Emma Fairclaw.
All right, who's your family?
My family is Aaron Swanee Alexander and Aiden Sean Alexander.
My family is Josh and Patty Faircloth.
Okay, and what grade are we in?
I'm in 4th grade.
I'm in 7th grade.
And the thing I like about Kara, am I pronouncing your name right? Kara or Kiara?
Kara.
Kara. Kara is a 4th grader, and so she will be one of our powerhouses or the backbone of our 4th and 5th grade team next year. I'll say this, I know she's kind of disappointed that she didn't shoot as well as she did in the state tournament. And one thing that the way it's set up in the state tournament, when you walk in, to your right is 45 targets, 1 through 45. And on your left, it's 46 through 90. Well, if the arena was big enough, they could do 1 through 48 and then 49 through whatever the next number is. Let's see, where there's 24 on each side. Not 24. Yeah, 24. It'd be 48. There'll be 96 shooting. It'll be 100 and, let me do my math now, 45. We need 48 targets on that side. But so what that happened, we were on targets 25 through 45. And Kiara, who was shooting on the very end with you?
Reagan Chandler and Addie Copeland.
Okay, so those 3 girls were kind of by themselves on that side of the arena, and I couldn't be at 2 places at one time. So Coach Goodson, he went down there with them. But if they would have been with us, that might have given them a little bit more ease because they could see their teammates. Well, they couldn't see their teammates. Well, that's what I think. But I was extremely proud of your scores. Who are your parents?
Josh and Patty Faircloth.
Okay. And what grade are we in?
I'm in 7th grade.
Emma, she's one of my favorites too. They all are. But I want to commend you because y'all have had to, the 7th graders, the 6th, 7th, and 8th graders, y'all have had to bide your time to have a team. Next year you will have a team because you're gaining about 20 5th graders. And for one thing, Kara, one thing I like about her, she's very quiet, she's deliberate, She probably has one of the best forms that we have as any archer. And I'm so looking forward. I'm already scheming about next year. But I'm excited about our fourth graders. Let's mention their name. We got Kara. We have Charlie Barry, Cole Cleveland, Alex Deloney. We have another fourth grader, Abby Jordan, Easton Knight, Benjamin Price, Ben Price, Drake Ross is a fourth grader, and J.D. Vaughn. So we have a solid group of fourth graders who already can shoot in the 200s. And I did the schematics. Of the 23 teams, your score average of 221, we would be like number 19 out of the 23 teams that shot. So right now, we're in the mix for next year with what we have, but we'll get better. And there's some other fourth graders that we will recruit to be on the team, and then the third graders will come up. But is there anything that y'all would like to add about archery that y'all have enjoyed this year?
I've enjoyed the lottery for sun drop and shooting the balloons.
Okay. We shoot balloons from time to time. Okay.
I've enjoyed being able to meet some new friends, and then also I've enjoyed watching all of my friends being able to shoot and do an amazing job.
Right. Well, the thing that we wanted to do is when we went to the state tournament, well, we could have just carried 24 and maybe one or two alternates. But we decided, hey, let's carry all of them and let them all shoot in that 3D tournament. And that was fun. And right now we're on go to have a 3D tournament next Friday and Saturday. It'll take you about 30 to 40 minutes to shoot in the tournament. We're going to have about 8 animals, and you'll shoot 3 arrows per animal, so about 24 arrows. Troy Elementary School, Mr. Parker Reese is going to let us borrow their 3D targets. And some exciting news, we may be able to get our own targets pretty soon. That'd be pretty neat. And so, anyway, girls, thank you very much for coming, and let's have the next group of guys. Y'all kind of get ready 2 at a time. Let's slide this way. Any 2. Y'all come on. Now, we want both Rosses to come together. Oh, y'all come on, guys. Come on. Y'all be ready, the Ross brothers. Now, guys, let's pull our hats off so the crowd can see you real good. Come on up there, Cole. You can keep it in your hand. You keep it in your hand. What number we got here? Now batting for the Cardinals, number 1 and number 4. All right, y'all back up just a little bit. All right, introduce yourself. Here's your mic. Slide this way. Both y'all get up there. Close. All right, introduce yourself. Easton.
My name's Easton Knight, and
What grade are we in?
4th grade.
Who are your parents?
Erica and Jeffrey Knight.
What grade are we in?
4th grade.
4th grade, and he's like I said, he's one of our 4th graders. We're excited about having him. All right, who's your sidekick here?
Cole Cleveland.
All right, Cole, get up there and introduce yourself, Cole.
Hey, my name is Cole Cleveland. I am 9 years old, and I'm in the 4th grade.
Who are your parents?
Kelly Cleveland and Jerry Cleveland.
Okay. Hey, who have you got siblings, brothers or sisters? Name them.
My sister's name is Juliana Knight.
What grade is she in?
6th grade.
Okay. Who designed our archery T-shirts, and who printed them?
My mama.
Mama. Do you know the name of the company?
Needle and a Hook.
Needle and Hook. If you need T-shirts, call Needle and Hook. I believe it's on Facebook, isn't it? Yes, it's Needle and Hook. All right, get back up here, Cole. Well, tell us about the game. Did we win?
Yes, sir.
What was the score?
10-3.
10-3. Did y'all get a base hit?
Yes, I got a bunt.
You got a bunt?
I scored.
Okay.
I scored 2. Wait, yeah, I scored 2.
We got another Cardinal just showed up. 2 more Cardinals. All right, and tell us who your siblings are. Your brothers.
Cade.
A little bit louder.
Cade.
Cade who? What's the last name? Starts with a B.
Brookins.
Okay, Cade Brookins.
Jackson Cleveland and Zane Brookins.
Okay.
Yeah.
And let's talk about grandparents on both sides of the family? Who are your grandparents?
Delaney Curvin and Quintilla Curvin.
Quintilla, okay. Delaney Curvin. All right, now let me ask you this. What are some of your favorite things that y'all have done in archery this year?
Ooh, me.
Go ahead.
My favorite thing was competing for competitions and getting prizes.
Okay, getting prizes. Prizes in after school?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what kind of prizes?
Glass Cokes.
Glass Cokes. Cokes in a glass, about 8-ounce cocoa. What about you, Cole? Yeah. Cole brought me a 12-pack of Sun Drop, and I'm out. So just remember that.
Okay.
Okay.
I like archery the most because I meet friends and Glass Cokes and Sun Drops.
And Sun Drops.
Same thing.
Yeah. Same thing. All right, guys, y'all exit this way. Don't forget your cats. Let's go ahead. Y'all exit this way. All right, let's go ahead and have next two come on. Any two? No, we want you to come next with Alex. Y'all come on. All right, the Cardinals won. What was the score again?
10-3.
10-3. How'd we do? I mean, did you get to pitch? Not tonight.
No.
Okay. What positions do you play?
Sometimes I'll play second baseman and pitcher.
Okay. All right, introduce yourself to begin with.
My name is Drake Ross, and I'm in 4th grade.
Who's your teacher, Drake?
Miss Jennifer Barron and Valerie Stroud.
All right, who are your parents and your siblings?
My siblings are my brother Hunter Ross, and my parents are Teresa and Mark Ross.
Teresa and Mark. And you are a 4th grader, so we got some good 4th graders coming back. All right, slide over. All right, introduce yourself, young fella.
My name is J.D. Vaughn. I'm in the 4th grade, and my teachers are Valerie Stroud and Jennifer Barron.
Who are your siblings, your brothers and sisters?
My brothers.
A little bit louder.
My brothers are Pruitt Vaughn, Tucker Vaughn, Jenna Lee Vaughn, and my parents are Matt Vaughn and Amanda Vaughn.
All right, so you're a Vaughn. Now, who are your grandparents on both sides of the family?
Gary Pruitt and Veronica Pruitt, and then Ken Vaughn and Becky Vaughn.
Becky Vaughn, there's another connection. I taught school with Miss Becky at Charles Henson Middle School. Wonderful teacher, one of my favorite of all time. Did she teach you?
Yes, she did.
Did you ever send you to the office?
Almost one time.
Almost one time. Well, guys, if y'all will, y'all tell the crowd or tell the studio audience, and you can watch this replay Wednesday night on Troy Cable at 9 o'clock at night till 10. Or you can see us on Facebook or YouTube. Type in TC Productions, Troy Cable Productions, and go to Good News and Interviews, and you can see this show anytime, day or night. Okay? All right, let's, if y'all will, tell the audience some of the things that y'all have enjoyed about archery this year.
I enjoyed having a great coach, the Coca-Colas, and shooting down range.
Coaches.
Yeah.
And again, ladies and gentlemen, I want to go ahead and thank Kyle one more time for he would come all the way from Auburn on Wednesdays to help us. He spent 4 days of his spring break. He came to help our team, and he has been a tremendous help and an influence on these young students and young archers' lives, and I want to thank him for the time and effort that you have spent with them, Kyle. I want to mention one thing here. JD was our top scoring 4th grader. He shot a 246. What did you shoot at the regional? 198. 198. So he improved 48 points from the regional to the state competition, and that is astronomical. That is super, and I want to congratulate you on that. And let's see, Drake had a great score. I think you improved quite a bit from the regional. Do you remember what you shot at the regional?
Regional was 173.
173. So that is 27 and 15. So that would be 42. Drake improved 42 points. And that's very commendable as well. And so I'm proud of these fourth graders. They're going to be the backbone of our fourth and fifth grade team next year, our elementary team. Thank y'all for coming, guys. Exit this way. Let's have the next two. Oh, we got three. Is anybody else?
Who's got two?
Two more. All right. All right. Another dynamic duo. All right, introduce yourself.
I'm Alex Deloney,
Excuse me, Alex Deloney. What grade are we in, Alex?
4th grade.
A little bit louder. 4th grade. And who are your brothers and sisters?
Luke Deloney, Kate Deloney, Evan Deloney.
Say them again, a little bit louder.
Luke Deloney, Kate Deloney, and Evan Deloney.
Okay. And who are your parents?
John Deloney and Jennifer Deloney.
Okay. Y'all excuse me. These sinuses are draining, but I'm okay. But Alex is a 4th grader, and let's slide this way just a little bit. All right, introduce yourself, young fella.
My name's Hunter Ross. I'm in 7th grade. My brother is Drake Ross, and my parents are Mark and Teresa Ross.
Okay. All right, guys, if you will, explain to the audience some of the things that you've enjoyed about archery this year. You go first, Alex.
My favorite thing is getting out of school.
Mine too?
Hey, he's honest about it.
Okay. Getting out of school. So you got out of school twice this year, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. All right.
Winning Cokes.
Winning Coca-Colas after practice. Again, let me mention this, ladies and gentlemen. Hunter and about 8 other 6th, 7th, and 8th graders. Next year, you're fixed to inherit about 20 team members. So we will have enough 6th, 7th, and 8th graders next year to have a middle school team when we compete at the regional in Troy. And that's probably going to be sometime in February. We have a 3D tournament coming up in Troy next Friday and Saturday. It'll take you about 30 minutes to shoot in it. We'll have about 4 flights Friday afternoon and early Friday evening, 3 or 4 Saturday morning. So come shoot. Invite your brothers to shoot in it, your sister, because both your brothers and sister have had a bow in their hand. And we'll have different divisions. We'll have a elementary division of championships, 4th and 5th grade, a 6th, 7th, and 8th grade division, a high school division, 9 through 12, and an open division, which will be for adults. You have to use our bows. If you will pass that bow right here for me. All right, this is a Genesis bow, and you have to use our bow, and our arrows will be provided. We're going to have about 8 3D targets. And one reason we want you to use our bows is because if you bring your big hunting bow, it may cause damage to our 3D animals that we'll be using. But this is the bow that we use. It's the same specifications throughout Alabama and the country. This is what we use. And guys, again, who's your homeroom teacher?
Miss Sanders.
Miss Sanders and
Miss Valerie.
Miss Valerie Stroud. Okay. Well, guys, thank you for coming, and see you tomorrow. Will that wash off pretty good? Okay. All right. Watch your arrows. All right. All right. Do we have anybody that would like to come back on for a second or two? All right. Come on, Easton. We're going to have the St. Louis Cardinals coming on. 2 or 3 can come on. We can make room for you.
Come on, baby.
All right. Any more Cardinals want to come back up? Okay. We got 5 Cardinals. How many Cardinals on here? Anybody else wants to come? You can.
13.
There's 13 Cardinals? Okay. All right, slide it. Come in. One of y'all slide. You good right there.
Come on,
All right. Now, from my left, so audience is right, we got Drake Ross, 4th grader. We got J.D. Vaughn, a 4th grader. Cole Cleveland, a 4th grader. Easton Knight, a 4th grader.
Right here.
And we got Alex Deloney, a 4th grader. These guys and others, this will be the backbone of our elementary team. Now, guys, I don't want to, Fifth, no. Fourth place, no. Third place, no. Do y'all want to win second place next year?
Yes.
No. First place?
Yes.
All right, here's our goal, and you've got to get some other of your friends involved. And our girls are going to be solid for us. But here's the goal, here's the number to beat. We have got to average better than 256. You're at 246. So we just got to get about 10 to 20 points more. That's not much. So if we can average 256 as a team, the top 12, let's try to get, if everybody can shoot above a 250, that's 3,000 points. So if everybody can shoot above a 250, all 24 of you next year, we have a shot to beat East Elementary. Okay, they averaged 256. Elsie Collier averaged 246. St. Luke's averaged 245.75. Well, St. Luke's and Vinemont tied, but the tiebreaker went because St. Luke's had one more 10 than Vinemont. Pike Liberal Arts, fifth. Guys, we averaged 243. So we need to average about, say we can get 260. I think we can. So that means next year we're going to plan it where we're going to be hanging around at 4 o'clock, 4:30 waiting on the announcements. Ladies and gentlemen, in second place, East Elementary from Coleman. And if they hadn't called our name, guess who would be first? But that's your goal. That's your goal. That's just like whatever you're doing in school. If you made a 92 on your English test next week, the next one you have or spelling test, you want to make 100 on it. But if the best you can do is a 245, do the best you can do. You know, so, okay. We got just a few more minutes. Anything y'all would like? Who is your baseball coach?
Oh, can I say that?
Sure. Who are your baseball coaches?
Coaches. Our head coach is Coach Adam Brookins. Our helping coaches are Stephen Harbin, Trey Holton, and that's all.
That's all. All right. What did y'all, do y'all have a snack person that's in charge of snacks after the game? A parent, anything like that? No. But where do y'all play your baseball games? Franklin Field.
Yes, sir.
Franklin Field. Now, when is your next game?
Thursday.
What time?
I'm absolutely no idea.
5:45. Do y'all know who you play?
The Nationals. Rangers. Nationals.
Who are some of the kids on the Nationals? So y'all actually know the kids that y'all play in.
Eli Sykes, Ken Duncan,
Okay.
Ethan Ernst.
Jordan Green, Wesley.
Ethan Ernsberg.
Ethan
Is Ethan a third grader?
Third grade.
Okay.
Seth Baylor.
Okay. So how many games y'all played so far? Y'all look at the,
Three.
Y'all have played 3. What's your record?
3-0.
3-0. Okay. We'll just take it one pitch at a time. And how do y'all get your uniforms clean? How do y'all do that?
Washing machine.
I know you wash them, but
You don't keep them clean. You're not supposed to.
Okay. Now, who does your makeup?
Coach Adam.
Coach Adam.
Okay. Coach Adam Brookins. Okay.
Eye black.
Okay. So, what's for supper? Or have you already had supper?
Pizza. Spaghetti.
I want pork chop.
Goldfingers. Steak.
Pizza.
Okay.
I'm not for sure, but I want pork chop.
Okay. All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, these are part of the Troy Elementary archery team. Again, give me your first name again.
Alex Dillon.
Alex Deloney. Yeah.
Aston Knight.
J.D. Vaughn.
Cole Cleveland.
Drake Ross.
Drake Ross. They're also members of the Cardinals here at the Troy Rec Department.
St. Louis, if you want to be exact.
St. Louis Cardinals. All right, guys, thank y'all for coming. Y'all exit that way. We'll see you in the morning. Y'all exit to your left.
The morning.
In the morning. See y'all in the morning. I'll see you in the morning. Thank y'all for coming. Parents, thank y'all for bringing them to us. And we're going to just go ahead and finish up while we're talking. Again, we're very excited about next year, and I want to thank all the parents and the administration, Mr. Burkett and Ms. Langford, for their support. Again, thank you, Coach Snyder, for driving the bus for us, and Kyle, thank you again. And Kyle, I'll just ask you anything that you would like to mention as it refers to archery. What are you studying at Auburn?
I'm studying civil engineering right now. I graduate in May 7th with a civil engineering degree from there, and I'll start with the state DOT in June.
Where? At what location?
Here in Troy.
Here in Troy.
Start here in Troy.
Great. So you do have a job already.
Mm-hmm.
No, and you'll be with the engineering. Who will you be under? Do you know?
I will work under Justin Palmer. He will be he's the region design engineer. He'll be my big boss.
Okay.
I'll be under Chris Heener, though. Chris Heener is the operations engineer here in Troy, so I'll be working under him, too. So.
Okay. Just slide this way just a little bit.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank some of our sponsors. I'm going to name them real quick. I want to thank Troy Paint and Body, Dawn and Derek Broadway, Chimney Hot Sauces. Go to www.chimneysauce.com. Pipe Farmers Co-op, located in Goshen and in Troy. Premier Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Troy, Alabama, and Jason Gregory. Golden Boy, located on the Henderson Highway. Pond Stalker 2. Contact Jim Mullis or Mr. Jet Trotter for all your pond stocking needs. Campbell's Produce is going to be opening up soon. Mr. Buck and Miss Diane. Kelly Tires. I want to thank Rex and Miss Nell for being a sponsor. Southern Grill and Patio, located on North 3 Knott Street. They have these steak sauces which have come from natural ingredients. Bordeaux sauces, you can get them there, and any kind of grill. They have the green egg. Wallace Pump and Supply, located on US 231 South, Chip and Cott Wallace. Mr. Sherry Qualls of Douglas Brothers have been in business for 150 years here in Pike County. Bird Drugs, Mr. Joe Watson and the Deli Girls. Whaley Pecans, Mr. Bob and Miss Mary. My daughter, AbbyLeePhotography.com. Go to that website for any photography needs. Lenny Trawick, he gives lessons on the square, so does Cat Deal. Donald Brown with Flat Tops and Fiddles. The Home Gallery with David and Sherry Helms for all your furniture needs. I want to thank David. And David, when he was at the middle school, he was very key and vital to the success of archery at Charles Citizen Middle School. I want to mention that. Brundage Country Club, located right across from the Walmart Super Center in Brundage, Alabama. Sticky Frogs, see Jennifer in Southland Village, there, the same place that Half Shell's located. State Farm, Bryant Smith. Piggly Wiggly, Steve and Jennifer Garrett. Thank you, Chicken Shack of Blue Vern. Flowers Realty, Billy Ann and Kevin Flowers. They'll put flowers in your yard. The Old Barn Restaurant. Thank you, Amy Chandler and your staff for being a sponsor. Signature Hair Designs, Miss Shirley and Casey, Miss Shirley Ellis. Russ, Melanie, and Gibson Baker. Mr. Raymond Style and Barbershop. Brian McDaniels, the owner of Jackson Hardware. Pizza Palace, Miss Pretty Patel, located on Main Street in Brundage. Meeks Termite, Greg Meeks, located on South Brundage Street. Dan Fraley of Fraley Frames, he has 2 locations, one in Troy, one in Enterprise. Again, you can see us on Facebook and YouTube. And we have a minute. Kyle, do you like peanuts or steak sauce? Or?
I'm not a huge sauce fan. I've never been a huge sauce, ketchup, mayonnaise, mustard. I've just never been a huge sauce fan. I like to eat food just plain. Throw a little salt on it, a little bit of pepper, but
okay.
Other sauces.
You like peanuts?
I do like peanuts.
All right. Would you care for a plain, look at that right there. So what that is,
we got
butter toffee, and see what that is, honey roasted, I believe.
Oh yeah, honey roasted.
Pick one.
I'll try the butter toffee.
Butter toffee. Let me see it real quick. Butter toffee, you can get these peanuts at the Farmers Co-op in Troy, Alabama, the Pike Farmers Co-op, and at Goshen. Here's a gift for you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, join us next week for good news and interviews. We're going to have a Miss Kitty that will represent the Troy Arts Council next week. She'll be on our show. And again, Kyle, thank you for what you've done to our team, and we appreciate all your help. And ladies and gentlemen, tune in next week for good news and interviews with Forrest Tree Lee. Thank you.